All right, guys, here we are. Game 3 between our Protoss player in the pink from the Team Prime. It is Creator. And at the 9 o'clock position in the red, tying things up last game with some great drop play from the Team Dignitas, it is SeleCT.
All right, the map is Metropolis. We are close spawns by air. And this is a map that has proved to be pretty fun and competitive play, and I'm certainly glad it's part of our map pool as well. Of course, the map pool that you guys see for this tournament is going to be the map pool at IPL 4, and I think it's pretty fun. Not a lot of old maps, but good, tested tournament maps that have been in rotation for a while. Maps that we were even a bit of a hipster league on. Of course, we put in Atlanta Spaceship before GSL did, so ha!
Ooh. But they had Metropolis before we did. So.
We don't mention those. We don't mention those.
Sure we do. We're friends with the GS.
We are, actually. We love them.
Yeah.
If I had Mr. J over here, I'd, like, grab his head and... I don't. What's? I'm doing this motion that no viewers can see, but what's this?
When
noogie.
You...
Yes, the noogie. Yeah,
noogie.
There we go. I'm like, no one can see this, but I'm doing a very cute motion, and I...
Yeah. Take him to Whataburger again.
That was awesome.
They wanted to go to Whataburger.
We took Mr. Che to Whataburger,
yep.
So...
Hey, man, that wasn't bad.
Fine cuisine? No, Whataburger. I was all right with that, though.
You never know, man. Whataburger might want to sponsor an esports event.
Yeah.
Don't make them mad.
Hey, I've got to say, they gave me an astonishing amount of food, though. I've been doing the whole, like, eating right thing, you know, smaller portions, and apparently my body has adjusted quite well because, wow, it was just an enormous amount of food.
Cool.
All right, second
like this.
barracks is up now for SeleCT once again, hiding that down by the rocks leading to the third.
Now, this is interesting. I wonder how Creator Prime is going to respond to this when he scouts it, if he scouts it. Because last time we saw him do that defensive 4-gate. And, you know, if he does that again, I've got a feeling that SeleCT has got a plan. You know, he's like, all right, if he does that defensive 4-gate, that means that his expansion's a little bit later, and that's something that I could potentially take advantage of. So, we'll have to see if that's SeleCT's plan. A lot of it does come down to scouting.
Yeah.
And here comes the scouting probe for Creator Prime. Will he see that barracks right away?
Well, let's see.
Or will he not? Now he has to turn away because a Marine is there. So,
and just there being one Marine there is not going to tell him anything. It's just going to look like a normal gasless FE to him.
Yep, for now. And it looks like the SCV for SeleCT is going to get back into the main base of Creator Prime. He's going to check for that second gas right away. Yep. Sees that there is no second gas. So he's like, all right, so no second gas at the normal timing. So it's either going to be a Nexus first, or not Nexus first, a Nexus after Gateway, or, you know, potentially another defensive 4-gate. We'll see.
All right, and it looks like Pro is going to go down there as it does see 3 Marines, and we'll see if that clues him into anything now as those Marines are starting to pop out 2 at a time. Taking a look around a Creator's base, he does have a bunch of resources built up, but of course no way yet to know what that's going to go to. He doesn't have a ton of Chrono Boost, though, so it would be a little while before Warp Gate is going to come up.
Oh, here we go, and we might see a repeat of what happened in Game 1. The Stalker getting very, very low.
Yeah.
The Zealot attacking from behind, and he's got the Marines kind of sandwiched here. The Stalker can't turn around, though, or it will just certainly die. And, okay, third Stalker, or second Stalker shows up.
That's a little bit Zealot just sitting behind. You better not stop.
That's right.
Has picks off a couple of units there, has a couple of kills. Now, the rest of the Marines are actually going to go down. The Stalker is faster, will chase that down. We do still have a Nexus coming out for Creator, so he feels confident enough with his gateway play and his control that he's going to be able to be safe, but he takes a ton of damage on the Stalker.
Yeah, he should feel confident, though. It doesn't seem like SeleCT is going to be able to really put enough pressure on him to cause any damage to that Nexus, really, or to his worker line like he did Game 1. Creator Prime, with getting that second Stalker out there right away, was able to kind of turn the situation around. So you can just see how he's learning, you know, game to game with what the right thing is to do at the right time. And yeah, SeleCT a little bit behind now, actually. Lost quite a few Marines. And there's that robotics facility from Creator Prime. Just playing it safe, wants to get that observer out there early to just get into SeleCT space, see what he's planning on following this up with.
And looks like Creator's going to have to run away. He will poke at a couple of units here as, wow, actually being a little aggressive with this and loses the Zealot as a result. Doesn't end up losing the Stalker, though. Moves back home.
Yeah, he killed 2 Marines with that. He targeted down the weak one and then finished another one off. So came out basically even in that little engagement there. And look at this, a very, very fast Ghost Academy.
Ooh, cool.
From SeleCT. Interesting. Okay. And so Select trying to put on a lot of pressure with these Marines. He's getting chased away now, but if he can get Creator Prime to kind of rely on gateway units a lot, what the heck? Early on in this game.
He was just hiding in the gas vents because he thought...
I think so, yeah. Yep. So here's the thing. Select is trying to get Creator Prime to go very gateway heavy because that's something that an early Ghost push is quite good against, but I think he's going to need to kind of sit back and play a little bit defensively here for a while. Oh, he does have a bunker, so he will be just fine. And yeah, that Observer for Creator is going to be so important here. He's making a second one right away as well, just to stay ultra, ultra safe. So he will detect this Ghost push a little bit earlier.
And we'll see what he does to react. Are all three of these tech labs? No, one of them does have a reactor on it, so we can continue pumping out a good number of Marines. And here comes the Observer. The Ghost Academy is sitting just at the back, and the Observer should go across that if it doesn't deviate from its path.
Yep, and yeah, Select not quite watching for that Observer, and the Observer does see the Ghost Academy, so he knows exactly what's coming now, and how will he choose to respond? That's kind of the big question here, because, you know, whether you know it's coming or not, EMP is very, very strong at this early stage in the game, so he's going to need to kind of play very defensively. He's going to be very, very careful about how he spreads his units, how he engages. Right now he's getting that double forage here, so not really deviating build-wise, but basically the biggest thing he's going to need to worry about is how he arranges his units in the defense of his base.
All right, we'll see. He's going to start picking away at the destructible debris from both sides. That should go down pretty quickly. It'll open him up a path to actually move his units through and eventually take that third a little bit safer. And he does have Immortals popping out, as there's already one on the field, and a second is joining his brother as well. 1-1 as well on the way back over at Select side. He does have two Ghosts out, but those are the only two that are there. Has not decided to put up any additional ones yet.
Yeah, usually with this push, you kind of rely on a small amount of Ghosts and just kind of let them build up a bit of energy, and then once Stim finishes and Combat Field finishes, you move out there, try to get some good EMPs on their sentries. In this case, he'll try to be hitting those Immortals as well. And if you get them just right, a lot of times you can just overpower the army with one Stim if they're not too terribly Zealot heavy. So, you know, it all comes down to control again in this case, but I think that's what Select wants. You know, he's very confident in his Ghost control especially, so as far as he's concerned, he kind of has Creator Prime right where he wants him at this point.
Creator being very creator-y, as
Creator-esque.
Creator-esque, yes, I like that one better. As he does have his third base coming out, Robotics Bay and Twilight Council, so he can continue into 2-2, producing off of the just the 3 warp gates for now, and along with a ton of upgrades. So this is quite the style that he enjoys, and he knows that the medevac tech, things like that, are going to be set back a bit by having that Ghost Academy out so early.
Yeah, very true. He's also going to have 1-1 much earlier than Select will as well. So not a bad spot himself either. He's got his units all spread out like we can see there.
Man, and Creator's just macroing like mad at the moment. Select does have his own third base done. He's not cleaned up the destructible debris there quite yet. It'll be harder to defend that position. And Creator is sitting on 11 more workers than his opponent, but that still means there's an army supply advantage and, of course, now weapons and armor upgrade advantage for Creator.
Yeah, it's going to need to be Select who starts to play defensively here in a moment. Creator Prime is not really vulnerable to the type of attack that Select wanted to do at the moment. So I think taking that third base is just the right call for Select and to kind of get those upgrades going as well. And we're probably going to see him pull back a little bit. We'll have to see how fast he decides to add Medevacs on. In fact, look at that. 2 starports already for Select. Now, is he going to reactor both of those, do you think? And go for Vikings and Medevacs? I'd say that'd be the right call.
Well, we'll see what happens here in a second, as both those starports are just finishing up. One will swap onto the reactor for sure.
Right.
And then what's going to happen after that? There's the one that swaps. The second one is also going to get a reactor that's already constructed. There we go.
Yeah, he realizes he needs to catch up in this regard by going for Ghosts first. He's behind on Medevacs and Vikings. And you can see there is a Colossus already out on the map for Creator Prime. And how much has Select saved up? Here's the thing, is that if he is using those starports and producing 4 air units at once, that's going to be a lot less Marines and Marauders that he's going to have too. And he's supply blocked.
Badly.
Oh, man, he hasn't even started to supply people yet.
Oh, Select.
Wow. Okay, so actually, something just bumped him up. I think he did call down supply.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
there
he kind of had to. That was a very unfortunate situation there for Select.
Yeah.
It's going to make him fall even farther behind here.
No kidding.
So, you know, while we may make it to the late game yet and have it kind of come down to control in a big way, SeleCT has kind of put himself behind a little bit in both, his build choices and then also just a very simple mistake, just getting supply blocked. It hurts a lot.
Creator has been on top of his game, as he characteristically is. I mean, adding on the Templar Archives, going into 3-3 at the 14-minute mark, and he's going to be on 10 gates off of 3 bases with 68 probes already. Creator just macroing to his heart's content.
The sledgehammer is about to come down, man.
It's like a third of the way there. It's gravity's starting to take over.
Yep, sledgehammer Protoss getting ready to swing at our Terran player here.
Wow.
SeleCT out on the map with an army that doesn't look terribly powerful, except maybe to that Zealot. To that Zealot, it probably looks pretty deadly.
Yes, might as well have been the end times for him. Yeah. So, all right. Well, 4 Vikings are out, plus 1 weapons. Is going to come up as well. So he is going to have a pretty decent anti-Colossus defense once he moves into that. But Creator, my God, he's going to be able to reproduce so fast. He has a ton of upgrades out there. He's added in Archons at the same time. This is certainly an uphill battle still for SeleCT.
Yeah, I would say so. Does he have charge for his Zealots quite yet? I don't know if he picked that up yet.
Let me see. There's Twilight Council, and
he did not. Okay, I was going to say, yeah. Having that nice little charge lot Archon front is really nice when you've got the Colossi coming in from the back. You can kind of have the Stalkers protect those, but he's just going to go without it here, putting down that 4th base. And you know what, I mean, here's the thing, is SeleCT just basically needs to control perfectly to defend against this. He needs to find the best place on the map to engage with this army.
Yeah. And
he needs to do it, just right. Otherwise, he's going to basically lose the game. If Creator Prime, I'd say, makes it to SeleCT side of the map, that's going to be, basically game over. There's no good areas really here for SeleCT to engage.
And especially with that 3-3 finishing up just the moment he's maxed, just the moment his 4th base finishes up, just the moment that he puts down forward pylons, can reinforce so quickly. This is a devastating attack coming SeleCT's way, and it is going to require the utmost control to make anything happen. There's only a couple of ghosts in with this army, just the original 2 that have been there the entire game. He's producing 4 more now, but they're not going to be out in time. Looks like Creator's going to try and push right now.
Yep, putting those Stalkers first just because you can blink back those and keep them quite safe here. And he sees the high Viking count. Will he decide to go for it anyway? It looks like he will.
Yeah.
He's going for it. Oh, the Viking count, though, scaring him away. He loses a Colossi.
Yeah, and he's actually taken quite some damage from EMPs as well, so they have proven to be pretty effective. More are starting to pop out right now. They haven't launched any more EMPs. There we go, finally one at the back, hitting a couple of the charge lots. Charge lots making their way through, trying to do quite a bit of damage, but the Colossi have all gone down, so it's mostly going to have to be charge lots and Archons that are doing the rest of the damage. Still doing quite a bit. 3-3 upgrades are so good for those Protoss units. Archons getting in the mix as well. The Immortals have not been touched, and it looks like the rest of SeleCT forces are just going to die.
Yeah, I would say SeleCT engaged that defense about as well as you could possibly hope for, but the upgrades especially made a huge difference. Just too much for SeleCT to handle. Little victory blink from Creator Prime. I mean, SeleCT could, not with those Zealots. He's not going to be able to push that back.
And look at those warp ins.
GG.
Oh.